Life in the British royal family is often synonymous with pomp, privilege, and prestige. But what about the lesser-known members of this historic institution? Meet James Alexander Philip Theo, the youngest Earl of Wessex. Born on December 17, 2007, James might not have the global spotlight of his older royal cousins, but his life is no less remarkable. The only son of Prince Edward, Duke of Edinburgh, and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, James has grown up surrounded by a world steeped in tradition, luxury, and family values. Let's get into details of his extremely lavish life. While some royal children, like Prince George, are groomed for future kingship, James's role in the family is more subdued, yet undeniably privileged. His story offers a fascinating look at what it means to be part of this famous family without the constant pressures of being first in line. James's journey as a royal began with an impressive title, Viscount Severn. This courtesy title was given to him at birth, reflecting his place in the aristocratic hierarchy. The title of Viscount Severn is derived from the River Severn, the longest river in the United Kingdom, which flows through Wales and England, a nod to Sophie's Welsh heritage. It was a fitting choice, blending tradition with a personal touch. However, titles in the royal family rarely remain static. When Queen Elizabeth II passed away in September 2022, the monarchy saw a reshuffling of roles and responsibilities. Prince Edward, previously the Earl of Wessex, was elevated to Duke of Edinburgh, a title once held by his father, Prince Philip. This change meant that James inherited the title of Earl of Wessex, stepping into a position that hadn't been used for over 1,000 years until his father revived it. What's particularly intriguing is the historical significance of the Earldom of Wessex. The title dates back to the Anglo-Saxon period and was famously held by Harold Godwinson, the last Anglo-Saxon king of England before the Norman conquest in 1066. It remained dormant for centuries until Prince Edward chose it in 1999, reportedly inspired by the movie Shakespeare in Love. This link to history adds a unique dimension to James's title. While his role is largely ceremonial, it symbolizes the continuity of the monarchy's deep roots in British history. James may carry an ancient title, but his upbringing has been anything but medieval. From the moment he was born, his parents, Prince Edward and Sophie, made it clear they wanted a different approach to raising their children. Unlike previous generations of royals who were often brought up by nannies or in boarding schools far from home, Edward and Sophie have taken a hands-on approach to parenting. This decision is evident in how James and his older sister, Lady Louise Windsor, have been shielded from excessive public scrutiny. While their cousins, like Prince Harry and Prince William, faced constant media attention from an early age, James and Louise have enjoyed a relatively quiet life. In interviews, Sophie has often emphasized the importance of giving her children as normal a childhood as possible, despite their royal status. She once said, "We try to bring them up with the understanding that they are very likely to have to work for a living." This practical outlook is a refreshing departure from the traditional royal mold. But it doesn't mean James's life lacks grandeur. At the heart of James's lavish life is Bagshot Park, the family's 51-acre estate in Surrey. This sprawling property has been home to Prince Edward and Sophie since their marriage in 1999 and is one of the most impressive royal residences in the country. Bagshot Park is nothing short of a palace in its own right. With over 120 rooms, a private lake, and meticulously maintained gardens, it's a playground for anyone lucky enough to call it home. The estate has a history dating back more than 200 years and was once used as a training facility for British Army officers. Today, it serves as a family home with a blend of royal elegance and personal touches. For James, Bagshot Park has been the perfect backdrop for a privileged childhood. Whether it's celebrating Christmas in one of the estate's grand drawing rooms or enjoying family barbecues by the lake, the property offers a level of opulence that few can imagine. While the grandeur of Bagshot Park highlights the royal family's wealth and heritage, it also reflects their attempt to balance tradition with modernity. James's parents have made significant efforts to instill a sense of humility and normalcy in their children, even as they grow up surrounded by luxury. This duality is evident in the way James spends his time. On one hand, he participates in age-old royal traditions, such as formal family gatherings and ceremonial events. On the other hand, he enjoys more relatable pastimes like riding horses with his sister and fishing with his father. This combination of ancient customs and modern values is a defining feature of James's life. It not only shapes his identity, but also sets him apart as a young royal navigating the complexities of a changing monarchy. Growing up as part of the British royal family guarantees a life of extraordinary privilege, and for James, Earl of Wessex, this has been particularly true. While his parents have strived to keep him grounded, James's childhood has unfolded against a backdrop of opulence that most people can only imagine. At the center of this lavish lifestyle is a Bagshot Park, the family's magnificent estate in Surrey. Prince Edward and Sophie have called this sprawling property home since their 1999 wedding, and it has played a central role in shaping James's formative years. Nestled within 51 acres of pristine Surrey countryside, Bagshot Park is much more than just a home. It's a symbol of royal grandeur. The Grade II listed mansion, with its imposing architecture and meticulously landscaped gardens, provides a perfect blend of history and luxury. Its 120 rooms make it one of the largest royal residences, and it offers every amenity a young earl could dream of. For James, Bagshot Park has been a private sanctuary, far removed from the hustle and bustle of London. The estate's vast grounds have allowed him to explore the outdoors, ride horses, and even try his hand at gardening under his mother's guidance. The private lake on the property has also been a favored spot for family picnics and fishing trips, a quiet retreat from their royal obligations. While the estate exudes traditional elegance, it also reflects the family's more modern sensibilities. Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, is known for her down-to-earth personality, and she has worked hard to ensure that Bagshot Park feels like a warm family home rather than an imposing palace. Despite its grandeur, the estate is filled with personal touches, from family photos adorning the walls to a cozy living area where James and Lady Louise have spent countless hours playing board games or reading. James's life at Bagshot Park has also fostered his love for various hobbies that are uniquely tied to his aristocratic upbringing. One of his favorite pastimes is the fly fishing, a tradition passed down through generations of the royal family. The estate's proximity to rivers and lakes has allowed James to practice this skill regularly, often under the watchful eye of his father, Prince Edward. Fishing isn't just a leisure activity for James, it's a way for him to connect with his heritage. His great-grandmother, the late Queen Mother, was a devoted fly fisher, and the young Earl is said to share her enthusiasm for the sport. Summers spent fishing at Balmoral Castle, alongside Queen Elizabeth II, have further deepened this bond with royal tradition. Another key aspect of James's life is his love for horseback riding. Like many royals before him, James has been introduced to equestrian sports at an early age, and he shares this passion with his older sister, Lady Louise. The pair often rode together on the estate's expansive grounds, honing their skills while enjoying the tranquility of the countryside. Despite the abundance of wealth and luxury surrounding him, James's parents have made it clear that they want him to lead as normal a life as possible. Sophie, in particular, has spoken candidly about her efforts to shield James and Louise from the overwhelming pressures of royal life. This doesn't mean, however, that James has been completely removed from the public eye. While he is rarely photographed compared to his more prominent royal cousins, the glimpses we do get reveal a young man who seems at ease with his unique position. Whether it's attending family events or accompanying his parents on low-key public engagements, James appears to navigate his dual identity, private citizen and public figure, with surprising ease. One of the most striking aspects of James's childhood is the way his family blends royal traditions with personal family values. Celebrations at Bagshot Park, for instance, often involve a mix of grandeur and intimacy. Christmas, for example, is a time when the family gathers to enjoy both the pomp of royal festivities and the warmth of a close-knit family unit. The holiday season at Bagshot Park often includes elaborate decorations, formal dinners, and even a touch of humor. Sophie has been known to organize light-hearted activities, such as family board games or casual outdoor barbecues, to ensure that her children experience the joys of a traditional upbringing alongside their royal responsibilities. James's childhood represents a unique balancing act, one that combines the extraordinary privileges of royal life with the grounding influence of loving, hands-on parents. While his peers might be attending sleepovers or playing in local parks, James has grown up in a world of private estates, horseback riding, and centuries-old traditions. Yet his parents' emphasis on normalcy ensures that he isn't overwhelmed by the grandeur of his surroundings. Sophie's practical approach to parenting, combined with Edward's dedication to family life, has given James a strong foundation that allows him to appreciate his privileges while staying grounded. As James grows older, it remains to be seen how this balance will shape his future. For now, however, he seems content to enjoy the best of both worlds: a private, family-focused life within the grandeur of Bagshot Park. For James, Earl of Wessex, education has been another cornerstone of his privileged upbringing. While many royals follow traditional paths such as attending elite boarding schools or receiving private tutors, James's schooling reflects his parents' desire for a balanced, modern upbringing. Yet, it is a balance that seamlessly blends normal schooling with the unique benefits of his royal status. James spent several years at the Eagle House School, one of the oldest preparatory schools in the United Kingdom. Located in Sandhurst, Berkshire, Eagle House is renowned for its academic rigor, impressive extracurricular offerings, and strong emphasis on character development. The school's motto, "Be kind, be brave, be curious," reflects the values it aims to instill in its students, qualities that resonate well with James's upbringing. With tuition fees exceeding $18,000 per year, Eagle House isn't just any preparatory school. It caters to some of the most privileged families in the country. Its sprawling campus includes state-of-the-art facilities for sports, music, and drama, as well as expansive grounds for outdoor activities. These amenities have provided James with an excellent foundation, both academically and socially. At Eagle House, James had access to opportunities far beyond the typical school experience. From participating in debating societies to excelling in sports, he was encouraged to explore a range of interests. For a young royal, this environment offered not just a high-quality education, but also a chance to interact with peers from similar elite backgrounds. While the school's facilities and curriculum undoubtedly contributed to James's development, his parents' involvement played an equally vital role. Prince Edward and Sophie are known for being deeply committed to their children's education. Unlike previous generations of royals who often left much of their children's upbringing to nannies and tutors, Edward and Sophie have taken a more modern, hands-on approach. Sophie, in particular, has been vocal about her desire to keep James and Lady Louise grounded, despite their royal status. In interviews, she has mentioned attending school events, helping with homework, and maintaining open communication with her children's teachers. This level of involvement reflects her determination to provide a well-rounded and supportive environment for James, even amidst the demands of royal life. Sophie once described her family's approach as normal, though critics might argue that attending a school like Eagle House is far from ordinary. Regardless, her intent to instill humility and practicality in her children is evident. For most students, school life is fairly straightforward: classes, homework, extracurricular activities, and the occasional school trip. But for James, life at Eagle House also involved balancing academic responsibilities with his role as a member of the royal family. While James has rarely been in the public eye, he occasionally had to step away from school for royal engagements or family commitments. Events like Trooping the Color or major state occasions required his presence, providing a glimpse into the unique challenges of being a royal student. Despite these occasional interruptions, James's parents ensured that his education remained a top priority. Sophie and Edward have repeatedly emphasized the importance of academics, viewing it as a foundation for James to lead an independent life. This focus on education aligns with their belief that their children should be prepared to work for a living rather than relying solely on their royal status. Extracurricular activities have also played a significant role in James's development, both at Eagle House and within the family's broader lifestyle. The school's robust extracurricular program offered James opportunities to participate in a wide range of activities, from drama productions to competitive sports. One notable aspect of James's life is his love for outdoor pursuits, such as fishing and riding. These activities, while rooted in royal tradition, have also served as valuable outlets for relaxation and personal growth. At school, James may have participated in similar activities, further strengthening his connection to the natural world and reinforcing the values of discipline and teamwork. Additionally, the arts have always been a significant part of royal education. Whether it's learning to play a musical instrument or developing public speaking skills, James likely benefited from these creative opportunities at Eagle House. These experiences not only nurtured his talents but also prepared him for potential future roles that may require public appearances or speeches. As James grows older, questions about his educational path naturally arise. Will he follow in the footsteps of his father, who attended Gordonstown, the famously rigorous boarding school in Scotland? Or will he choose a more modern route, perhaps attending a university or pursuing a career in a specialized field? While no official announcements have been made, it's clear that James's parents are committed to providing him with the tools he needs to succeed regardless of the path he chooses. Sophie has often mentioned her hope that James and Lady Louise will lead independent lives, free to pursue their interests while still honoring their royal heritage. Given his strong foundation at Eagle House and the values instilled by his parents, James is well positioned to navigate the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. For James, education is more than just a stepping stone. It's a reflection of the delicate balance his family strives to maintain between tradition and modernity. His experiences at Eagle House have given him the academic and social skills needed to thrive in a rapidly changing world, while his parents' emphasis on humility and hard work ensures that he remains grounded. In many ways, James's education mirrors the broader themes of his life: privilege tempered by practicality and tradition balanced with modernity. As he prepares for the next chapter of his journey, his schooling will undoubtedly serve as a strong foundation for whatever comes next. For James, Earl of Wessex, the public eye is both a privilege and a challenge. As the youngest grandson of Queen Elizabeth II, he occupies a unique position within the royal family. While he's not as prominently featured as Prince George or Princess Charlotte, his occasional appearances at high-profile events offer a glimpse into his life as a young royal navigating both tradition and modernity. James made his first significant public appearance at the Trooping the Colour in 2016, riding in a carriage alongside his sister, Lady Louise Windsor. This annual event, which celebrates the monarch's official birthday, is one of the most iconic traditions of the British monarchy. For James, it marked the beginning of his journey into royal duties, a step into the world of ceremonial pomp and public admiration. Another highlight came in 2022 when James attended the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham with his family. The Games, which bring together athletes from across the Commonwealth, are a major event on the royal calendar. Photos from the day showed James and Lady Louise animatedly cheering from the stands, a rare candid moment that showcased their close sibling bond. More recently, James played a subtle but significant role during King Charles III's coronation in 2023. Dressed in formal attire, he accompanied his parents and sister, standing in quiet support of his uncle's ascension to the throne. While the spotlight largely fell on other senior royals, James's presence was a reminder of the broader family support behind the monarchy. One of the defining aspects of James's life is the balance his parents have struck between exposing him to royal duties and maintaining his privacy. Unlike his cousins William and Harry, who grew up in the media's intense glare, James has been largely shielded from public scrutiny. This approach reflects Prince Edward and Sophie's commitment to providing their children with a sense of normalcy, despite their royal status. Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, once remarked that not every aspect of royal life needs to be public. Her philosophy has allowed James to enjoy the perks of being a royal while avoiding many of its pitfalls. This balance is evident in his limited yet meaningful appearances, which are carefully chosen to reflect the family's values and priorities. For instance, while James has attended formal events like state dinners and royal ceremonies, he's also been photographed engaging in more relaxed family outings, such as casual visits to Balmoral or Windsor Castle. These glimpses into his life reveal a young man who is as comfortable in the spotlight as he is away from it. As a member of the royal family, James has also been introduced to the world of high society, a realm filled with grandeur, etiquette, and tradition. From attending lavish banquets at Buckingham Palace to mingling with dignitaries at state receptions, James is learning the ropes of royal diplomacy. One particularly memorable event was his attendance at a charity gala hosted by his parents. The event, which raised funds for local causes, showcased James's growing involvement in philanthropic efforts. a key aspect of royal life. While still a teenager, James is gradually stepping into roles that require him to represent the family's commitment to public service. Beyond formal engagements, James has also been exposed to traditions that are uniquely royal. For example, the annual Royal Ascot, a highlight of the British social calendar, has provided him with insights into aristocratic customs. From mingling with high-profile guests to observing the strict dress code, these experiences have given James a taste of life at the intersection of tradition and modernity. As James matures, questions about his future role within the monarchy have begun to emerge. Will he take on more public responsibilities, or will he carve out a path that balances royal duties with personal ambitions? The answer likely lies in his parents' philosophy. Sophie and Edward have repeatedly emphasized the importance of allowing their children to lead independent lives. While James is undoubtedly being prepared for the responsibilities that come with his title, he is also being encouraged to explore his interests and passions outside the royal framework. This approach is evident in James's limited but impactful public appearances. By focusing on meaningful engagements rather than frequent outings, the family has ensured that James's contributions are both significant and respectful of his privacy. James's journey as a young royal is unfolding at a time when the British monarchy is undergoing significant changes. With King Charles III now on the throne and Prince William preparing for his eventual reign, the role of younger royals like James is evolving. In this context, James represents a new generation of royals, one that is more adaptable, private, and modern in its approach. His upbringing, which combines tradition with practicality, positions him to navigate these changes with grace and confidence. As he continues to grow, James will likely face the same challenges and opportunities that have shaped the lives of his predecessors. Whether he chooses to embrace a more public role or focus on his personal interests, his experiences as a young royal will undoubtedly influence the future of the monarchy. For James, participating in high society events and public appearances is both a privilege and a responsibility. These moments offer him the chance to honor his family's legacy while also forging his own path. From cheering at sporting events to standing solemnly at royal ceremonies, James's presence is a reminder of the monarchy's enduring relevance. As he steps further into the public eye, he does so with the knowledge that he represents not just his family, but also the traditions and values of the British royal institution. For many in the royal family, summers at a Balmoral castle represent more than just a seasonal retreat. They are a cherished tradition. Nestled in the picturesque Scottish Highlands, this sprawling estate was a favorite of Queen Elizabeth II and has been a backdrop to some of the royal family's most personal moments. For James, Earl of Wessex, Balmoral has been a place of adventure, bonding, and connection to his royal heritage. Balmoral has long been regarded as the heart of the royal family's private life. Acquired by Queen Victoria in 1852, it remains a working estate, complete with farmland, forestry, and wildlife conservation projects. For James, this idyllic setting offered the perfect playground to escape from the rigors of royal life and embrace the outdoors. Every summer, the Wessex family joined Queen Elizabeth II at Balmoral for extended stays. These visits allowed James to bond with his grandmother in a way that few other settings could offer. The Queen's love for Balmoral was well documented, and she took great pleasure in sharing its beauty with her family. James's time at Balmoral was filled with traditional outdoor activities, including hiking, picnics, and fishing. The estate's sprawling grounds, which encompass 50,000 acres, provided endless opportunities for exploration and adventure. These experiences not only deepened James's appreciation for nature, but also instilled in him a sense of responsibility for preserving the family's legacy. One of the highlights of James's summers at Balmoral was the fly fishing, a sport beloved by several generations of the royal family. The estate's River Dee, known for its abundant salmon, was a favorite spot for James to hone his fishing skills. Fishing at Balmoral wasn't just a leisure activity, it was a tradition steeped in history. James's great-grandmother, the Queen Mother, was a passionate angler, and Queen Elizabeth II herself found joy in this pastime. Watching James wade into the river with his fishing rod must have been a poignant moment for the late Queen. as it symbolized the continuation of a cherished family tradition. According to insiders, James' enthusiasm for fly fishing delighted the Queen. His ability to focus on the craft and his genuine enjoyment of the activity made him a natural fit for this royal pastime. Often joined by his father, Prince Edward, James spent hours at the River Dee, perfecting his technique and bonding with his family. While Balmoral provided the backdrop for outdoor pursuits, it was also a place where the royal family could come together in a relaxed and informal setting. Unlike the structured environment of Buckingham Palace or Windsor Castle, Balmoral allowed for more spontaneity and intimacy. For James, this meant spending quality time with his grandmother, parents, and sister in a way that felt authentic and personal. Queen Elizabeth II often remarked on how much she valued these summers, not just for the natural beauty of the estate, but also for the sense of unity it brought to the family. One of the most endearing aspects of James's time at Balmoral was his close relationship with Queen Elizabeth II. As her youngest grandson, he held a special place in her heart. The Queen, known for her stoic demeanor, was said to have a soft spot for James, often enjoying his curiosity and enthusiasm for the estate's many activities. Summers at Balmoral were more than just vacations, they were an opportunity for James to learn important values and skills. Through activities like fishing and hiking, he developed a deeper understanding of nature and the environment. His parents, particularly Prince Edward, encouraged these lessons, emphasizing the importance of stewardship and conservation. These lessons extended beyond the estate's grounds. The informal setting of Balmoral allowed James to observe family dynamics and understand the responsibilities that come with being a member of the royal family. Whether it was participating in family discussions around the dinner table or accompanying the Queen on her walks, James absorbed the values of tradition, service, and duty. Balmoral also served as a place for reflection, both for the family and for James personally. The slower pace of life on the estate provided a welcome contrast to the busier environments of London and Windsor. For James, these moments of quiet offered an opportunity to consider his role within the family and the broader monarchy. The estate's history and natural beauty undoubtedly left a lasting impression on James. From the grandeur of its architecture to the simplicity of its woodlands, Balmoral was a place that bridged the past and present, connecting him to the generations of royals who came before him. As James continues to grow, the lessons learned at Balmoral will likely influence his approach to life and his responsibilities as a royal. The time spent with Queen Elizabeth II, surrounded by the traditions and beauty of the Scottish Highlands, has undoubtedly shaped his character and values. While the monarchy evolves under King Charles III, Balmoral remains a constant, a symbol of continuity and tradition. For James, the memories made there will serve as a reminder of his family's history and the unique privileges and responsibilities that come with his role. As James, Earl of Wessex, steps further into adulthood, his future within the royal family holds both promise and uncertainty. Unlike his cousins, Prince William and Prince Harry, James's role isn't as clearly defined. However, this ambiguity offers him a unique opportunity to forge a path that reflects both his royal heritage and personal ambitions. The British monarchy is undergoing significant changes under King Charles III's reign, with a stronger emphasis on streamlining royal duties and focusing on key members of the family. This modernized approach places figures like James in a more peripheral yet supportive role, giving him the flexibility to decide how involved he wants to be in royal life. For James, this means he may not carry the weight of full-time royal responsibilities. However, his title as Earl of Wessex ensures that he will always hold a place in the monarchy's structure, particularly during ceremonial occasions and family events. Throughout his upbringing, James's parents, Prince Edward and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, have emphasized the importance of independence. Sophie has often spoken about preparing James and his sister, Lady Louise, to work for a living, ensuring they have the skills and values needed to succeed beyond the royal bubble. This philosophy aligns with the evolving expectations of younger royals. While James's title connects him to centuries of tradition, his future career path could be influenced by his personal interests and modern priorities. Whether he chooses a role in public service, the arts, or even a private sector career, James has the potential to create a unique identity for himself within and outside the royal framework. A cornerstone of royal life is philanthropy, and James has already been introduced to this world through his parents' work. Prince Edward and Sophie have long supported causes related to youth development, education, and the arts. As James grows older, he may choose to champion similar causes, using his platform to make a meaningful impact. One area where James could excel is environmental conservation, a cause that resonates deeply with the royal family, particularly King Charles III. Given his love for the outdoors and the lessons learned during summers at Balmoral, James might find this field a natural fit. Philanthropy would also allow James to maintain a connection to royal traditions while carving out a personal legacy. His involvement in charitable initiatives could serve as a bridge between the monarchy's past and its future, reflecting the family's enduring commitment to service. The title of Earl of Wessex carries with it a rich history, connecting James to the Anglo-Saxon period and the enduring traditions of the British monarchy. As the current holder of this title, James represents a new generation of royals, one that embraces both the privileges and responsibilities of their unique position. For James, the legacy of the Earl of Wessex is not just about maintaining tradition. It's about adapting to a changing world. Whether through philanthropy, public service, or personal endeavors, his actions will contribute to the ongoing story of the British monarchy. As James looks to the future, one thing is clear. His journey will be defined by a balance of tradition and individuality. From his upbringing at Bagshot Park to his summers at Balmoral, he has been shaped by experiences that reflect both the grandeur and humanity of royal life. While his exact path remains uncertain, James has the foundation to thrive in whatever role he chooses. Whether he becomes a quiet supporter of the monarchy or a more prominent public figure, his future will undoubtedly reflect the values instilled by his family, duty, humility, and a commitment to service. For now, James remains a young man on the cusp of adulthood, ready to navigate the complexities of royal life with grace and determination. The story of the Earl of Wessex is far from over, and the world will be watching as he takes the next steps in his remarkable journey. With that, we have reached the end of today's video. If you have come this far with us, be sure to check out other videos on the channel.